Hallo.
Hallo.
Welcome to Filmexplorer.
Filmexplorer.
Podcast.
Fabrica.
Hello and welcome to the Film Explorer's live podcast Fabrica at Bildrausch Film Festival in Basel. We are sending directly from the Cult Kino and I am Jeannette Wolf. This year's edition has started on Wednesday with its main topic, with confidence and you. In times of global uncertainty, a confident outlook is a risk, but it is precisely in this space that cinema unfolds its magic. So today we try to unfold the magic of acting and improvising in experimental films and projects. For example, in the film Everything Else is a Noise from Nicolás Pereda. It was the opening film and Bildrausch is dedicating a mini tribute to the Mexican-Canadian director. Also his films Fauna and Copper will be screened here. But here now with us is Francisco Barreiro, awarded actor, director and artist. And you can see him acting in Everything Else is a Noise. Welcome, Francisco.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here with all of you.
For the audience, let me give you a short summary of the film. Fehr is a musician and composer who has lent her flat to a fellow artist for a television interview. But as soon as the conversation begins, it spirals out of control. Noise from outside, equipment fails, and her daughter, witty and sharp-tongued, interferes. Mother and daughter take pleasure in dissecting the rituals and vanities of the art world, exposing its attitudes and sexisms. They do so with refreshing honesty and calm. Next to Francisco Barreiro and ready to talk, welcome Sabine Fehr. She's an actress from Switzerland.
Hello.
And Giuseppe di Salvatore from Filmexplorer.
Hello.
So, can start now.
I can start now.
Can start now asking questions.
I just saw Francisco in Fauna, a wonderful film about the cartels in Mexico. And I am still quite moved about his performance and also what he said after the film. How it impacted his own life, shooting the film, and I am also intrigued about the film family you created over many years, shooting films every 2 years, I think. So I wonder, and I was wondering with a friend, you say it's like a family. A family is also a lot of work, right? It's full of conflicts and you're very honest with each other in a family usually. How do you experience that family feeling in your film family?
Well, it feels like a family itself. Like I think it starts like 20 years ago, and if we look like a family 20 years ago, maybe we were all like kids that play and that have fun and doesn't know what they're really doing, like the responsibility of making films, of what you have to say, that it's important because it keeps for a lifetime films. And then we just start like without any prejudge or like any way of what's gonna happen. Like after 20 years, like we have like a career together and we have like a name for say something.
Yes.
But at the beginning it was just like kids working, and then while time was passing, like we were like growing as persons,
together.
as a family, and then in some points we fight and we are not agree, and then we love each other a lot, and then we don't want to see each other, and just like families, but with a different responsibility that it's to communicate and to have something to say. Like for me, it's that I understand later that it's very important to know that that people pays a ticket and people sit down and keep quiet and waiting for something that you have to say to them. And it's like what we have to say, and that's our responsibility. So it changed for fun and to say whatever we want to say. To begin the art is something that you have to say,
Yeah.
and you have to be responsible of what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's like parents.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and what intrigues me is the subjects you choose as a collective, or that Nicolás chooses for the films. They are very relevant. The two films that I saw, Everything Else is a Noise, about the composer, the woman composer, was very touching to me. And the film I just saw about the cartels was very moving. I think it's relevant what you're creating together. And yeah.
I will join now to probably ask you something more specific about the collaboration with Nicolás, because in a way you're one of the best example of this collective way of working, this on the long run, because actually it's 20 years now, and you have also this specific idea or this specific way of working where you keep your own name, your real name. So there is also this play between reality and playing a role, and you have always a different role. So one can see the whole, all these films as in one film in different episodes. They are quite different. But at the same time, can we really say that you are also, as an actor, a co-director, or in which way in which way Nicolás remains, in any case, the one that writes, for example, the text, or have the control of what is going on? I don't know if he... Yeah, how can we imagine this strong collaboration? It goes towards really a co-direction or not?
I don't think that Nicolás is like this world like as a director. I think he's more like a guide. Like he's like if we are a tree, like he's like the main, like the tronco, I don't know how to say, like, and we're just like
The main pillar.
Yeah, and then we're just like what's going to that pillar. But I never felt like he's like a director to says like he says like, okay, it's my script, it's my idea, and every 2 years he brought us every one of us together to make films with his idea or with his script. But then we are very free to collaborate. And I don't feel like a co-director. I feel more like an author. And I say that a lot, that Nicolás, I heard that in an interview, he said that, like, I don't work with actors or with actresses, I work with authors. So for me, that's more provoking. Because to say like a co-directing or directing, like, I don't like a lot that work. Like to be, I give you the directions. I direct you. I tell you what to do. It's like we're going together and find together what's this idea that I have. But let's see what happens. Like there is no one is leading. He's leading, of course, but he is very up to because he knows exactly how we are, because we're best friends since more than 20 years. So he knows that I'm gonna bring as Paco something that he didn't know that I can give, or Lázaro, or Luisa, or Tere. So it said like, I know these guys, and they're gonna bring me something fresh, something that could make it like bigger, my idea, richer, or more profound, or more interesting. So he put like the main things, and then we just cook together.
So just concretely now, how can you imagine the improvisation work in your films? So you rehearsal the situation, and then you're really free to develop, and then you gather the result of this research and do a final shot, or it's really like continually improvising and then I don't know, on the editing table it's something happening? So how can you imagine concretely now you're working with improvisation?
When we start as a theater company before we met Nicolás. So we're theater makers, Lázaro, Luisa, and I. We have this collective that is called Lagartijas Tiradas al Sol that we've been working for 25 years. And then Nicolás appeared in our lives. So we're theater makers. We studied theater in school. So the thing is that happens a lot, and there's something that for Nicolás is really important, is to put like the real time on cinema. Like we're very used to cuts, ellipses, and going like faster and faster and faster. And Nicolás has a lot of long scenes, like 5-minute scenes, 8-minute scenes, 10-minute scenes, that all of them are like a theater scene. You know, like you have to rehearse, but we don't rehearse with dialogues. We rehearse with movements, with camera movements. Like Nicolás says, okay, I'm going this to that, and then here, but you can move more than this because you're out, like more technically, but like you know how to do. I don't know how to be an actor, So don't just move that because you're out of the frame. But let's do it like the whole scene, and if it takes 10 minutes, it's okay. Like he always says, like something that I like a lot. That says like, give a chance to for the silence. Silence is very important in life. Like in a lot of films or a lot of TV series, always have to be happening something or saying something to explain something. Like if the audience are idiots that doesn't understand, and you have to explain everything. And so like silence is so important in life, and silence it's a narrative. It's dialogue. Dialogue, it doesn't mean words. Dialogue it could be just looking, and sometimes we change dialogues for lookings or gestures or breathings or changing positions or standing up or being anxious, and we change dialogues for that. And Nicolás says like, oh, that's interesting, I like that more. I didn't expect that you changed my dialogue, but it works better. So yeah, to put the real life on cinema, and people get so desperate sometimes because they say like nothing is happening, but it's real life. Like it always is happening something, But I think that's the damage of TV series in a way, because you get a whole story in 45 minutes. Like you can go 10 years in 45 minutes, and you can pause it, and you can look at it later, and and it says like, no, let's try to bring real life and try to put in that situation. And if the audience feel good with that, it's perfect, and if not, it's perfect.
Sabine, you are an actress also, and in hearing this kind of methodologies, for you a paradise? Would you like to work like this? Will be an interview? It's hell. What is for you? What is your approach?
Definitely more like paradise. Sounds like paradise. I come from a theater collective as well, and we started shooting together just by using character-based improvisation. And I think being free in a safe environment as an actor, with the trust you have for your partners and the director, is the best way of working. And definitely, yes.
Yes, and Nicolás didn't know something that we know as a collective in theater, because when you are making a theater piece, sometimes it's like you make that face like, you're missing that dialogue, like, but you don't say, but just like, yeah, oh. huh. Like things like that. And so we know very well each other when we have that, like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, it's your turn. Remember your dialogue. Okay, I'm gonna say it so you remember, but tomorrow, be careful. But we have this language without words, very subtle, that Nicolás, I think, take a lot of advantage of that, the way we know so well each other.
Yeah, and theater people are used to rehearsing. We don't care if we have to do it 100 times. Every
Yes.
time it's new and
Yes.
fresh, and I think that helps for movie makers.
Yes.
That we are ready
Yes.
to do it again and again.
Yes, and for us, like a theater collective, that we're our own chief or whatever. All our plays, every performance is different, so we didn't go for results. That it's important for us is always the process.
Yeah.
So we didn't make the same play exactly the same. Never, 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 never. Sometimes, like 2 hours before a performance in Paris, says like, guys, let's take out this scene. Let's take out this scene. Oh, come on. Somebody is like, I love that Ghostbuster. It's a good Ghostbuster. Yes.
Yeah, we are
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
scene in the cinema
No.
Nicole Kino in the middle of the
Leave the
festival.
ghost here. No, so that for us is always improvising. So it's like, take out the scene. Like, doesn't work. So it's like, thank you. I thought the same. Yeah, let's take it out. Let's rehearse like a little bit, like 2 hours before, and it works. And so and then we take out, we change it. We go. So it's very like a life experience for us.
Absolutely.
And theater is life.
Yeah.
And cinema is life too.
Yeah, and you can't shout stop, cut in the theater. You have to fight till the end, right?
Yes,
you have
exactly.
to be in the moment, breathe in the moment, and
Exactly.
hope that everybody is in the same boat.
Exactly, and also that happened with Nicolás, because always we make like long takes, and so like we have to go from the beginning to the end. It's not like, okay, you're gonna say your dialogue, cut. Now we're going to the other side. Dialogue, cut. Now it's like the whole scene, like, and I'm catching it or whatever.
And that's create also probably this magic with the space, because one of the very specific aspects of the Nicolás Pereda's film, I think, is the work with the space. You mentioned already probably one of the main things that are said, organized, is this movement of the camera. And I think that how you work or the film work is just not a question of physical body, but of the situation, how the situation works with the space. It's very, very specific. And the space, in a way, very often it's just one room, but even in a way a bit theatrical. But it's really a sort of protagonist, no? And that's something that also struck me in the films that you do. So
Yeah, and it's very comfortable also that the crew is not more than 4 people always, and sometimes I'm making the boom, and sometimes it's Lázaro, and sometimes we make everything. So at the same time, Nicolás is teaching us how to make films in a way. And that's why we start like directing short films or whatever, because he's making us brave.
That's
In a way,
fantastic.
and says like, cinema is just like this, and that's why we feel so comfortable. The thing that is super interesting with Nicolás, that he always works with different DPs, directors of photography. He always, every single film works with a different DP.
Ah, interesting.
And
a new
sometimes
way
he
of
is-
looking at a new perspective.
Yes, and I don't know, like, I think that's an interesting. I never asked Nico, but I think he's interesting and how other people or DPs that he admires or want to work with see his world or see and he never repeat the DP. So that's interesting. But after that, it's two guys of crew. Nicolás directing. Maybe he makes, for example, in Everything Is Noise, he was the DP. He was like everything.
Oh.
We're three on the crew, nada más, and as only, nada más. I'm just mixing language, and just the actors and the actress, and that's it. So that makes more the feeling of a family, or more comfortable, or it's just like everybody just be in a house, like eating together, cooking, and drinking beers, and sometimes we perform drunk, and he doesn't care, like feel like what's life? That's life, whatever. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and still you make it an art form. It's not just life.
Yes.
Yeah, and to finish, probably just saying that because you spoke a lot about trust, we are also trust in you in the film, and you are trusting yourself. But I think something is very important, that is trust is also an element of this festival. A theme of this festival is the trust that you give to the audience, because I think this is something to be repeated and to be stressed. I think that it's also important that films and filmmakers trust the audience and give the audience also this role of being active, of discovery, of being curious of what is going on. And this moment of silence, this reality going on in the film is something that speaks also for this trust that is given to the audience. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Francisco and Sabine and Giuseppe, for being our guests here at the Fabrica live podcast of Filmexplorer in Basel. And also thanks to Olivier Legras, responsible for the technical part of this podcast. Thank you.
Thank
you very much for the chance and to take time to see the films and to make this nice interview. And see you these days.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hello. Welcome to Filmexplorer.
Filmexplorer.
Podcast.
Fabrica.